Welcome back to day 31, the second of 2 months where I'm streaming daily as I build my productivity app. As you can see, I'm in an orb right now. I'm in a nice circle, and it's even got a little border. So I'm pretty close to my final form here as a streamer. It only took me however many days, 31 days to figure this out. Today we're going to talk about burnout and then just touch on UX a little bit after that. So if you saw yesterday's stream, it was pretty not good. We looked at metrics and the metrics were not good, and I was feeling frustrated. Summary of that video to save you some time. The numbers were bad and I got pissed. Today I'm feeling much better. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's bouncing back. It's not stopping. It's not allowing myself to get in a funk. I know that feelings kind of just have a half-life, and if you get some good sleep, you move around, you eat good, you have some coffee, you talk to some people, you usually feel better. And that got me thinking a little bit about burnout, founder burnout, especially as a solo founder or a bootstrapper. I wanted to share some tips I have and also look at some tips that I found on Reddit. Hopefully, if you're a solo maker, which I think is most of you, honestly, just because you start out that way by default, hopefully these will help you reduce some pain as you go about making your awesome stuff. So let me what's the word? Make it forever here. Crystallize it. Shoot, I forget the word. I want to make it real, and so we can reference this forever if we need to. So I'm not just talking. So this is like preventing burnout or addressing burnout. For me, one thing that's helped, even though I'm a solo founder, I work with other people. So I have a video editor, Matthias, and we chat a lot. We meet once in a while. I have Victor, who's helping with the product. He's kind of owning the product right now. So we'll talk about code and share links together and give each other feedback. Even having an accountant, even having other founders to talk to. I don't have a lot in person, but just literally anyone to talk to real time is awesome. I used to do things like lunch club, where you could just get on a call with anyone and just chat for like an hour, and that was helpful. Just something about someone giving you their real time. I mean, like real time, if you know what I mean. Like when you're on a call with someone, they are giving you their time in that moment versus just someone emailing you or replying on some thread. Something about that just feels less isolating. The accountability of it is really helpful. Other people can see your blind spots and kind of correct you. So that's a big one for me. And even if you aren't in a spot where you can like hire people, I think just being around people is helpful. So this being around people, this helped me when I was in school, because I would just go to the library and we wouldn't even talk, or I wouldn't even know half the people, but just seeing them around me and seeing them having positive habits and you kind of see the same people on the same spot every day, it was motivating and it made me feel less lonely for sure. Especially when you're doing something that has to be inherently solo. Like, yeah, you can pair program, but you're not going to pair program a whole app. And yeah, you can study together, but you got to take the test by yourself. Just being around people is underrated for sure, especially when we're remote and we can be remote. It's very tempting to not get out of the house and not be around people. I'd say having friends that don't know or care about your business or product. I'll just say your business. Like if they don't even, a lot of my friends from the gym that I used to hang out with a lot had no idea about web apps and how they work and what questions to ask or what languages. And that helped, actually was good because it helped me know that our friendship was based on something other than that. So when things weren't going well and I was hanging out with my web app friends, my web developer friends, it's kind of like not fun to talk about for them, like all the ways I'm bombing. But for these guys, the gym people, like they're not even gonna ask. So as long as I have some gym stuff to talk about, or as long as we're doing a workout together, we can talk about food, about health, about recovery, whatever. Um, that's great. This is like all related to people, kind of being around other people and surround yourself in good environments. Uh, yeah. Over here, I would say just like daily habits. Um, this is gonna come up in Reddit in the Reddit answer, but I'm gonna say here just real quick: sunlight, sleep, good food. I mean, healthy food, not good tasting necessarily. Like, not fast food. Fast food makes me feel like garbage. I mean, good quality, nutritious food. Exercise, reading, kind of getting your mind off of it. I really like writing. I know some people don't, but this is my recipe. Daily habits, and then adjusting the workload or like what you're working on a little bit. So for me, if you've been following every day, you probably noticed that like I get a little discouraged um, if I'm just shouting into the void of Reddit or of Stack Overflow, not Stack Overflow, but wherever. Like I'm just putting it out there, and it's I zoomed in. I'm trying to zoom out. Oh, it's as far as I can go. I'll work on that. If I'm just shouting into the void and not creating anything, it's not fun. I need to be working on something, like building something, creating something. It doesn't have to be code. It could be a YouTube script, could be a blog post, could be a lead magnet, could be a new website page, whatever. It could be something, but as long as I feel like I'm moving forward instead of just trying to yap in the town square, um, that's helpful. And in fact, when I was doing my weekly review with Victor, that's why I said this was a lesson for me. So when I'm creating commitments around marketing and I'm focused on marketing, I need to carve out some time for me to create something as well and prioritize like feedback. So I didn't really know this so clearly until recently, uh, and I'm 32. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm still learning how to work better and how to manage these emotions. So if you feel kind of burned out like me, just don't take it too hard because it's hard to balance the obvious need there is to just put in a lot of work to get something off the ground with these kind of tweaks that on the surface take away from how much output you can deliver. Let's look at what Reddit says, and then we'll go to design a little bit. This is the design blog I want to talk about. Okay, and Y Combinator. Let's see. This is a summary, actually. This is pretty cool from Reddit that they're doing these things. We have boundaries. No one's going to create boundaries for you, especially as a solo founder, and you have to create some for yourself. I like that. So I talk about health a lot and making sure you carve out time for that. You can't always work 60 plus hours per week anyways. I think that's true. I think you can do it for periods of time, but to think you can do that through holidays, through sickness, through traveling, through just different variables, through home ownership or renting or moving, it's tough. And yeah, we have some good health tips here. Good stuff. Over here we have let's see what they say here. This guy's advocating for planning, taking breaks, setting clear milestones and breaking things down. Yeah. Yeah, I know this is a contributing factor for me, since our big goal for the year is, profit, but that is comprised of hundreds of small little things and milestones you have to achieve to get there. And it's now that our timeline's converging, it's been intimidating to just look at that goal and be like, yeah, let's do it. I'd much rather have something where it's like, yeah, just spend 2 hours focused and then this thing will happen and that'll get you closer. But I stopped breaking it down at some point recently in the effort to really hit a home run in other things. And I think that came back to bite me a bit. This guy says it's almost like a rite of passage. Then you have to learn how to manage your time better. There's no universal recipe, but set clear boundaries. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like it almost is a rite of passage. If you're not kind of getting close to that edge, how are you going to compete with the people who are willing to go to that edge and maybe even cross it? I think the guy or girl who's going to win knows where that real edge is for them and they can get close to it. And then when they know it's getting too far, they can scale back a little bit or a lot if they need to for a smaller amount of time, and then get closer and push if they need to. But if you're so cautious that you never even are willing to approach that edge, it's going to be hard to compete. And I think that was me in my mid 20s. Like I was all about work-life balance. I'm like, I'm so smart. I don't need to burn out and try this hard. And I just didn't push myself hard enough. And there's no surprise that the product just didn't get good enough. Let's see what we got here. Bringing someone else on. Yeah, we talked about this. Having teammates, delegating. This guy feels like he's always on, how that's like a brutal feeling. He tracks how many hours he works. I like that. This guy resonating also. The ADHD founder. Ooh, I gotta talk to him. Time boxing. Ooh, he likes time boxing. We gotta talk to this guy. Yeah, we're gonna talk to him after this. Put this over here. All right. Astronauts manage isolation and extreme stress too. So he's saying they schedule their routine. Yeah, routine, especially for a man, is so important. I know some people are gonna maybe bristle at that and be like, "Well, girls need routine too," but yeah, maybe. But a man definitely needs routine. A man definitely needs routine, no doubt. Okay, cool. Burnout. How to get better at it. I would say, yeah, routine. I'll add routine to this too. And making time for creation or creativity. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Last thing I want to poke at is this idea of UX and how to think about it. This is a great blog that Victor, my teammate, shared with me today. He says, this quote kind of simplifies it. It says, simple things should be simple, complex things should be possible. Simple things should be simple, complex things should be possible. And it's all about how to design things so that the simple is straightforward, but you can still do some power user stuff here. Now, in the example of this, it's showing Google Calendar, which is how Victor found this initially. I hate this design because I think it takes it too far, but it's built around making that initial change or event really simple, because you just empty click on the grid, it's auto focused here, and then you save. So empty click, type, save as 3 things, really easy. And then if you need to change other things after that, you can. I like the first part of the flow. I just don't like how it's a full screen modal here and you lose all the context of your other events. And if you're, for example, like changing the time of a recurring event, you kind of want to see the other recurring events on the grid before committing to it. And you just can't do this. But the front part of this workflow, I agree with. Here's a better one with Airbnb. They have some more detailed filtering up top based on your preferences. So they know you like a kitchen, so they're going to surface this with an icon for you. And then, of course, as you scroll down, you can do more advanced filtering too. And this graph is a really nice way to visualize how to think about complexity versus simplicity and user effort here. Really nice. It's coming top of mind because we're looking at our UI right here, and we made some nice changes recently, and there's a temptation to just bloat it with a bunch of stuff, and that is fundamentally like not what we're about. We're about simplicity. We're about making it straightforward for people. So everything we add from here has to be really well thought out so that it doesn't just take up a lot of real estate. For example, when we first add this ability to drag to reorder, these vertical dots were always visible. And then we carved out time to make sure, okay, they're only going to show up when you hover over the element just to reduce some of the noise. Same with the arrows. And even this takes up space, but only when it's hovering, so you can still see the title here. Small things like this, but you add hundreds of these little changes and you can really feel it. I just feel really calm and clear-headed when I look at this screen. This shortcut rectangle will even be collapsible soon enough. So it'll be just super refined, focused. You even see it's in the center of the page. Hey, these small things matter. As a front-end guy, design guy, color guy, I geek out about this stuff. I'm excited to keep doing more small refinements like this. This is the stuff that gets me excited, not the huge 3-month-long features behind the scenes. It's like these little tiny micro tweaks that just make every interaction just a little better. They add up so quickly, promise you. Okay, that was burnout. That was a little design UX talk. I'm going to get back to planning, to metrics, to goal setting, and fun stuff like that.